Hello, we're still doing the meditation of Bible verses from each book of the Bible. We're just going through the book very fast and just picking up the verse. You can use them as a day at a time, or if you want to use a few at a time, you can do so. It's my way of saying there are things in the Bible that you and I can take from the surface without having to necessarily understand the depth of that book. It's one of the treasures of the book. And today it's that very, very big book called Job. When my first wife died, I paraphrased the book of Job, and I wanted to get the feeling of the book as a whole in bereavement. And I'm pleased that I did. And I think I was mentally, emotionally, and maybe even spiritually sick. There was things that I couldn't quite work out in my life. I'd never been loved. Now I'd been loved, and that love was taken away. I remember feeling like Ezekiel would have felt when the apple of his eye was taken away from him within a day. Mine was taken. And I used to have problems. For instance, Jesus was crucified for 6 hours and maybe ill treated the day before. His life was often impaired many times, but he didn't suffer in the way that my wife suffered with cancer for so many years. And I used to try and compare, and I forgot really what the meaning of the cross was. And the meaning of the cross was its depth, its quality, substance, that was doing a multitude of things, not just merely a human being dying, no matter how terrible a person might die. Well, in the book of Job, this is the verse, and you know it so well. And the Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away, and the name of the Lord be praised or be blessed. The very best you can give back to God, because no matter what's happening in your life, it is from the Lord. This became a very big problem for the Jewish people. Even in the days of the Lord Jesus, they would say, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? In other words, human suffering was immediately acquainted with sinning. Who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? And Jesus says neither. The glory of God is going to be manifested even in this dreadful sense of being blind for all these years. God's glory was still going to be manifested. And one of the things that you do learn in life is that the difficulties of life will, in time or in eternity, one or the other, be vindicated. God will work them through. God has a purpose. God has his own wisdom in everything that takes place. Definitely in the multiple tragedies that happened in the life of Job, God was still being blessed because he could give, he could take, and blessed be the name of the Lord. The difficult. Now, when he says, and the Lord gives and the Lord takes, he wasn't just thinking of the disease on his body. He wasn't just thinking of the fact that the natural order of the world created various earthquakes or various fires from heaven or whatever, volcanoes, nor was it thinking only of the evilness of man in wanting to come down and kill his workers and his servants and the sheep or steal the sheep, etc. He was thinking of his own family, his sons and his daughters. They died. One day they were there celebrating somebody's birthday. Next day there wasn't. It's gone by a powerful wind, blew them away. And we see that happening in the world all the time. All the time. Since I've been alive, I've had to read from time to time of an earthquake here or a flood there or a war here or a war there, in innocent people being slaughtered. And slaughtered sometimes by the millions, as in the Second World War and in the First World War, or by the flu, the Spanish flu epidemic that they say killed tens of millions. Some people say 50, some people say 100. In other words, there's so many people killed by it that we couldn't keep an account of how many that was there. But here we have it in the Bible. The Lord gave and the Lord has taken away. I would hate to think that any of my children would be taken away. I didn't like my wife being taken away. But in the end, we have to see that God has an eternal purpose, a purpose that transforms our little time zone and our small lives. And that one day they will be glorified. And every child that has been killed, God knows of every one of them, of how they would have responded as an adult if they'd heard the simple gospel of the love of God in Jesus Christ for them. So we can leave everything into the Lord who gives and the Lord who takes. And we can say as well, blessed be the name of the Lord. Now, every time you and I say, blessed be the name of the Lord in difficulties and trials, we are opening up our lives to God. Every time we close who we are because of the difficulties of life, we're leaving out God, and we're the losers, not God. We're the losers, not God. So here's a verse from Job for today. The Lord gives, the Lord takes. Blessed be the name of the Lord. Boyne's Bible here. Thank you.